We are tracking a lot of news at 5 o'clock today. Storms are rolling through the Denver metro and into the eastern plains right now. Heavy rain, damaging winds, hail expected into tonight and tomorrow. Our weather impact team has the latest forecast in just a few minutes. But first, we must continue to follow the latest news out of the tragedy in Boulder. We're learning more about the victims from this attack. Now we know 12 people were injured yesterday afternoon. Federal and local investigators say the suspect is facing federal hate crimes for an attack on peaceful demonstrations raising awareness for the hostages being held, the Israeli hostages. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kim Christensen.
I'm Alexandra Lewis. Court documents reveal new details about the suspect, including how long he'd been plotting this attack. We are once again bringing you team coverage tonight with our crews in Boulder. Let's start with our Steve Stager. Steve, what's the latest that you've learned about the suspect?
Alex, what we've learned this afternoon is just how much planning went into this attack. The suspect, Mohammed Salman, admitted to investigators that he had been planning this for a year and even waited until his daughter graduated from high school on Thursday to plan and carry out this attack. According to an arrest affidavit, the suspect planned on buying a gun, even took concealed carry classes, but later learned that he couldn't buy one because of his immigration status. ICE tells us that he's been in the country illegally since his B-2 visa expired in February of 2023. During an interview with an officer, Solomon also allegedly said that he watched YouTube videos on how to build Molotov cocktails and bought the gas inside those glass canisters on his way to Boulder from Colorado Springs. He wore an orange vest and bought flowers at a Home Depot in Castle Rock to appear as a gardener. Now police say they've identified 4 more victims as of today, bringing the total number of those wounded in this attack to 12.
The additional victims that we learned of today, the reason we didn't know about them until today was their injuries, thankfully, were more minor in nature. They've come forward to be interviewed and things, and then we realized that they did have injuries. So we're counting everyone who received any sort of injury in this attack in that number.
Now, police say Solomon made it clear in an interview that he planned to kill people that he called Zionists at the time. Police found 16 unexploded Molotov cocktails in a box that the FBI says was close to where he was and believed that he would die in this attack. He told investigators in an interview that he left messages on a cell phone for his family, a cell phone that was left in a drawer inside his home in Colorado Springs. He did say, though, that he told police that his family was not involved in the planning of this. We're live outside the Boulder Police Department. Steve Stager, 9 News.
So much information coming out today. The criminal cases against the suspect are also already moving forward. We want to go live to Jeremy Hohola, who was in the courtroom today during Mohammed Solomon's first court appearance.
Yeah, the suspect is locked up here in Boulder's jail, but don't expect this man to get out. He's under a $10 million bond as federal and state prosecutors filed charges against him. And for the very first time this afternoon, we saw him enter court as a criminal defendant. While wearing a jail jumpsuit and a bandage on his head, Mohammed Salman stood before a judge for the first time on his state-level charge. It was a very quick hearing this afternoon, an advisement of the case against him. The Boulder County District Attorney announced today that they will file multiple charges against him, including 16 counts of attempted murder, 8 of which are expected to be attempted murder with extreme indifference. Not only is Solomon facing the state case here, but the Department of Justice is seeking a federal case against him too at the same time. For now, he's charged with 1 count of a hate crime on the federal level, but we could see more charges added to his federal case. Here's what former Colorado U.S. Attorney Troy Ide has to say about the initial charges.
Be other charges. I expect there probably will be other charges. The first priority is to hold him, make sure he's not out. And so the state's officials and the federal officials making sure he's not out of incarceration. He's obviously a very dangerous person, and so he needs to be locked up. And then this needs to be investigated. Did he have any accomplices?
Still a lot of questions in this case, but again, don't expect him to get out. He's under a $10 million bond as justice begins to turn here in Boulder County. Live in Boulder, Jeremy Hohola, 9 News.
Thank you, Jeremy. And we now know 12 people were injured in that attack. Officials say the victims range in age from 52 to 88. Among them, a Holocaust survivor. Police say one of them has critical injuries. Others suffered more minor injuries. Police say the injuries were consistent with reports of people being set on fire. UC Health says they are treating 3 of the victims. The other victims were taken to Boulder Community Hospital. We still don't know much about what their conditions are right now. We have obtained the 911 broadcast calls of the attack. In them, you can hear the callers describing the horror unfolding.
1325 Pearl Street, the courthouse. There is a male with a blowtorch setting people on fire. There's multiple mixed reports about if people are on fire now. We're getting lots of 911 calls. We have fire now. Information for the parties responding to this non-structure fire. It looks like we have other RPs saying that there was someone who threw 2 Molotov cocktails. We have multiple injuries. We're sending multiple ambulances. They're trying to get clearer information.
What the callers described as a blowtorch was later confirmed to be a makeshift flamethrower, along with the Molotov cocktails.
The FBI is continuing to call this a terrorist attack. The incident is raising questions about what goes on into this investigation. We spoke with retired FBI agent Jeff Lanza. He gave us his perspective on what he believes investigators will be looking at during this investigation.
Know more about the motivation, how he learned about the particular event that was taking place, how he developed the improvised device that was used at the event. Just the sequence of events that led to him being at that event at that time.
Investigators believe Solomon acted alone. Again, he is facing federal hate crime charges. We're working to learn more about this tragedy, and we'll be sure to give you any updates as soon as we learn them.
Coming up, the suspect's neighbors are speaking out about what they knew about him. In the meantime, the latest information, you can head to our website, 9news.com, and also streaming on 9 News Plus. Our other big story of the day, the severe weather impacting the Denver metro area and the state. Another round of afternoon thunderstorms, which could bring hail, damaging winds, and rain. The eastern plains are expected to get the worst of the storms. 9 News meteorologist Corey Reppenhagen is out doing some storm chasing this afternoon. Here's a live look from his camera. We know he was north and headed toward the Wyoming border. I believe he's still in that general area.
Yeah, look at the sky there. The storms are certainly rolling in already. So let's check in with 9 News Chief Meteorologist Kathy Sabin with the latest on what's happening in our skies.
Hi, ladies. Corey is boots on the ground up toward that Cheyenne cell, which has dropped 1-inch diameter hail. So far, Denver has been spared the severe weather, but we're not done. The next 12 to 24 hours, we've got some heavy weather coming in. Right now, the showers are gentle. Storms are not holding together terribly well for the city, but it's a whole different story to the west and south. In spite of the cloud cover, temperatures today in the 70s, even 80s on the eastern plains. This center of circulation to the southwest, transporting moisture up into the Front Range. We're going to see a cold front come in from the north. These two forces combining to produce hail-producing thunderstorms. Corey's headed this way. This cell has signs of rotation, dropping 1-inch diameter hail. Northeastern Colorado under a severe thunderstorm watch until 8. Southeastern Colorado until 9. These cells down here, a lot of wind and potential wind damage with extremely large hailstones outside of Campo and Springfield as these storms lift north. We've had showers come off the foothills toward Denver. The closest one right now outside of Black Forest and Castle Rock. So still a chance we'll see some active weather here in the city, but the severe thunderstorm watch covers areas east of Denver, and then Denver is going to get into some heavy flooding rainfall overnight. The storms with rotation should stay outside our Colorado border. We're level 1 of 5 here in the city, but the chance for a storm still exists over the next 3 hours, and then late tonight it is rain, and I mean heavy rain up and down the Front Range, an inch and a half by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. So an active 24 hours. Some of these rain estimates are crazy considering we saw almost 4 inches of rain in the month of May, and we're looking at least another inch for many areas tonight. Pack the rain gear and keep it tuned to 9 News throughout the evening as this weather continues to evolve and change. And I'll be back in just a few minutes with your extended forecast in detail and another check of the radar.